You're a busy person. Between work, family, and social life, how can anyone keep up with current events? You've got about 5 minutes spare, so you grab your phone and open up your favorite news app. What do you see? Headlines flashing warnings of nuclear war, economic collapse, and environmental disaster. You scroll on, frustrated. This just makes you feel helpless. It's time for a different approach. Instead of reacting to the headlines, try to predict them. With Minute Earth, we bring you previews of coming attractions, stories that will shape our future and change our world. We break down emerging trends and introduce you to the key players behind them. Get ahead of the curve with Minute Earth. Welcome to the first episode of a history series. If you've been here before, you know the drill. Close your eyes, breathe slowly, let the sounds of the present fade, the glowing screens and hurried footsteps dissolve, and imagine a world that exists only in dust, stone, and the quiet hum of ordinary life. You are walking down a street in ancient Rome. The sun is high, the heat presses down, and the smell of cooking drifts through narrow alleys. The streets are alive with people, vendors calling out the day's offerings, children chasing each other, laborers carrying heavy loads, and citizens moving with purpose and routine. The thermopolia line the street like little stone fortresses of hunger and flavor. Inside the circular holes embedded in their counters sit steaming pots filled with lentil stew, roasted beans, and cuts of pork or sausage. A pungent smell of garam, the ubiquitous fermented fish sauce, rises from the jars, clinging to your senses. You watch as a cooked tunic, dusted with flour and grease, scoops a portion into a bowl, hands sticky with previous meals, and slides it across the counter. Patrons eat quickly, some sitting on low benches, some standing, all intent on filling themselves before moving on with the day. The food is simple, salty, and heavy, designed to satisfy both body and mind. Nearby, a vendor with a clay bowl scoops roasted chickpeas. They are hard, crunchy, and heavily salted. You bite one and feel it crack beneath your teeth, the flavor dry but oddly satisfying. These small, humble legumes travel easily, sustaining soldiers on long marches, children on the way to school, and laborers returning home after a day of toil. Sweet globally, fried cheese balls soaked in honey, offer a messy contrast. They glisten in the sun, sticky on your fingers, their warm molten centers threatening to burn your lips as you bite. They are indulgent treats, savored at feasts, or given as tokens of attention, and they stick to the memory as much as they stick to your hands. Further down the street, stalls offer Delia domestica, dates stuffed with nuts and coated in honey. They are dense, chewy, and irresistible, though messy, requiring commitment to eat without dropping bits. See men, women, and children savoring them alike, a treat for the wealthy and the commoner alike. And for the elite, small, fattened dormice roasted with herbs and honey glisten on platters. A delicacy both bizarre and prestigious. Though you hesitate, the aroma is undeniable. A mixture of nutty fat and sticky sweetness. Bread soaked in watered wine, the simplest breakfast or snack, sits on a counter. Humble, yet practical. Soldiers and philosophers alike dip the hard crust into the thin, sweet liquid, chewing steadily before moving on. Libum, dense honey cakes, baked with flour, cheese, and sometimes nuts, waits for festivals and offerings, heavy and sweet. Even the smallest of Roman hands could reach for fig cakes, fried fish parts, roasted nuts, and pungent cheeses. Every bite, every aroma, speaks not only of survival, but of a culture that embraced strong flavors and bold indulgences. No matter the hygiene or risks, the world shifts. The air grows colder, crisper. You hear the distant trumpet, the stamping of feet, and a strange, low rumble in the distance. It is the march of Hannibal Barca. Carthage sends its greatest general against Rome. You see him as a boy, swearing an oath beside his father Hamilcar to never befriend Rome. That promise grows into a life defined by strategy, audacity, and endurance. He moves through Iberia, consolidating tribes, gathering soldiers, and plotting the impossible. In 218 BCE, he begins the legendary crossing of the Alps. His army trudges over snow and ice, soldiers shivering, elephants slipping and sliding along treacherous paths, some lost forever to the abyss. Hunger gnaws at men and beasts alike. The wind is a constant whip, and frostbite claims fingers and toes. Yet Hannibal pushes onward, unyielding, a force of will as much as an army of men. When he reaches Italy, the Romans are stunned. This was a path they thought impassable, and Hannibal has arrived with a scarred but formidable force. At Lake Trasimene, he strikes the Romans in a narrow valley. Fog clings to the water, soldiers stumble, and thousands fall before understanding the trap. Later, at Cannae, Hannibal demonstrates the terrifying genius of encirclement, killing tens of thousands of Roman troops in a single day, without losing the discipline of his officers. Yet he cannot march on Rome, supplies are limited, allies are distant, and the siege cannot be sustained. For 16 years he roams Italy, a shadow of fear over the Roman countryside, striking, retreating, and enduring the slow attrition of time itself. Eventually, Rome adapts. Fabius Maximus employs delay tactics, starving Hannibal of decisive victories. Roman armies strike in Spain, cutting off Carthaginian support. His brother Hasdrubal falls trying to reach him. In 202 BCE, Hannibal is recalled to Africa, facing Scipio Africanus at Zama. Elephants charge, but disciplined Roman soldiers open lanes, rendering the beasts harmless. Cavalry strikes his flanks, and Carthage is defeated. Hannibal survives, reforms Carthage's politics, and eventually flees into exile, dying only to avoid Roman capture. History remembers him with reluctant awe, a man defeated not by skill, but by circumstance. Time drifts forward, and we find ourselves in the midst of festivals, where ordinary life dissolves into ritual. Saturnalia, in Rome, overturns order for a week. Slaves served at tables, games and gambling permitted. Torches lit through the night. In Athens, Dionysia calls thousands to theaters, their laughter and tears echoing in open air, political satire mingling with tragedy. In Egypt, the Opet festival carries divine statues along the Nile, reaffirming cosmic balance and pharaonic authority. In Persia, Nowruz signals the renewal of the year, houses cleaned, fires lit, symbols arranged in careful display. Celts celebrate Lughnasadh, the harvest festival, with grain rituals and contests. And India's Holi explodes in colors, music, and the chaos of joy. Festivals remind people that life is not only labor, it is ritual, community, catharsis. Finally, you enter a dimly lit chamber. Smoke curls from small furnaces, glass vessels glint. The alchemist studies mixtures of metals, salts, and powders. Egypt gives birth to chemia. Persia brings the sacred fire. Greece and Alexandria provide theory, and Islamic scholars systematize experimentation. Jabir Ibn Hayyan measures, observes records, seeking transformation of lead to gold, yet discovering the principles of chemical reaction. Medieval Europe inherits this knowledge, blending alchemy with faith, searching for the philosopher's stone as symbol of both spiritual and material perfection. Alchemy evolves into modern chemistry, its mystical dreams replaced by careful measurement. Yet the symbolism persists. Transformation, growth, change. So from the simple meals of the streets of Rome to the frozen Alps traversed by Hannibal, through the riotous joy of festivals into the quiet obsession of alchemists, history unfolds not as tidy chapters, but as a continuous story of human survival, creativity, and curiosity. The smells, the sounds, the strategies, the rituals, the experiments, all are threads woven into a tapestry that stretches across time. It is messy, pungent, sticky, exhausting, and exhilarating. It is humanity in all its flawed, fascinating, ordinary brilliance. That was Minute Earth. Do you need to catch up on some history? Check out our World War II playlists or our Cold War playlists. Want to know more about the science behind the everyday? Try our Science Explained playlist. Want to help us make history come to life for even more people? Consider supporting us.